All right, Donnie B. Oh, it's my job.
All right, before we break down our cash buyer Donnie's renovation, let me break down the numbers real quick. So we got this property under contract for $106,000. We wholesaled it to our cash buyer Donnie for $125,000. So we made a $19,000 wholesale profit on this one deal. Now Donnie, he owns it now, and he's about to renovate it and do a fix and flip for even a larger profit. So check out this video. Let's see what Donnie's able to do with this property, and we'll see you on the inside.
All right, Donnie B. Oh, damn, okay. You took that wall out. Yep. Open this thing right out. So tell me what we got going on here.
Let's go.
We are the Polites. We spend $50,000 to renovate a house in 50 days or less.
The heat is on. From demo to for sale, I see the potential. It's no easy task.
Oh.
What? We got to move, y'all.
Our goal is to create affordable housing for the community. Oh my God.
Wow.
On to the next.
50-50 flip.
Hey, what's up, guys? Dedric Polite, star 50-50 Flip on Hulu and A&E, and we're back at Elm Street. Remember, we brought you out here when we first got the property. We were getting under contract. Now we're back, right? We wholesaled this property to our contractor, Mr. Donnie B here. Donnie B is not only our general contractor in real life and on the TV show, he's also a cash buyer and a real estate investor. So Donnie, tell the folks about this property, what made you excited about getting in it, and what your plans are for the property.
Well, the big thing is it's about 800 square feet, so the majority of the population can afford the sale price on this. And when you guys wholesaled it to me, it was late winter, and we're gonna have this thing ready by spring. So anybody changing school districts, I think it'll be a appetizing sale.
I love these brick ranches because, you know, as long as you don't have anything major structural wrong with it, you can just do so much, get them back in shape, and put a family back in here. What are your thoughts on the structure of this?
Very solid. I mean, the wood inside solid. This thing's a Ford. It was built in the 60s, so you know, the bones are really strong. It's got a lot of good potential with the front. We're going to throw a gable on the front of this when we re-roof it. So, you know, hate to overuse the word curb appeal, but that's going to add to the curb appeal and, you know, hopefully contribute to a good sale price.
Nice, nice. What's the plan? Any other plan with the landscaping outside? Or?
Yeah, we're gonna put a driveway in over here, and we're gonna paint the outside of this. I just took down the existing landscaping today, so the goal is to add new landscaping. I'm gonna get an architect in here to tell us what to put where, and basically coat of paint, windows, roof, and the outside will be finished.
Nice. And you say you're gonna put like some nice wooden posts here?
Yeah, we're gonna just do 6x6 columns, so there'll be columns on the outside and a beam running side to side. It's only about 14 feet, so we can get away with 2 columns.
This thing's gonna be nice, man. I can't wait to come back and see what it looks like. Yeah. Now, let's go ahead and check out the inside, guys. All right, Donnie B. Oh, damn, okay. You took that wall out.
Yep.
Open this thing right out. So tell me what we got going on in here.
Well, the way this worked out so easy is we got an attic space and there were trusses. So the only load-bearing walls were back there and right here. So we didn't have to do an LVL or anything up there. Right. Structurally, this thing was already set. So we just took the wall out, patched the drywall, and we'll be finished with that. The 2 surprises were over there by the cabinets. Of course, we have new flooring, and we had to replace all the floor joists from about here over to the corner. Not a big deal because, like we mentioned with the square footage, it's consolidated to a small space.
Okay.
Only other thing is right here they had an air-conditioned window unit, and the air condition had been leaking on the inside of the brick, so it rotted out all the studs and the floor joist over here. But, you know, about a half day, $200 worth of wood, and we're back.
So that's the issue, right? Because most first-time investors, right, you're obviously a general contractor, so you know your way around the house. You have in-house labor guys who can do the work for you, but most first-time investors would be scared. Oh my God, the floor joists have to be replaced, the wood have to be replaced. So the average layperson who doesn't have the background that you have, how should they think about these, you know, kind of things that you don't see from the naked eye until you get in here and start doing demo? How should they look at that?
I would tell somebody that didn't have a lot of experience, plan about $2 grand on something this size. If you have a house twice this size, maybe double that. So $4,000 or $5,000 worth of surprises is probably not uncommon in a 1,500, 2,000 square foot house that's this old.
Okay, so you said this house is like right around 800-900 square feet. Yep. So paying about $2,000 just a surprise is like, gotcha, right? Yep. And again, it's gonna happen when you're doing a remodel, but $2,000 is a lot better than $20,000 in surprises, right?
Absolutely.
Good. So, so you have to replace the floor joists with the joists are running this way?
They are, front to back, yeah.
Okay, so you had the guys literally cut up the floor, replace them, and then put some new plywood down.
That's it. And what we did with the plywood is pretty cool. We didn't nail it back. We cut it to fit in that shape, but the plumber's got to get under here to plumb in a new water heater. The electrician's got to do a little bit of work. So we're leaving that as easy access. They don't have to crawl in from a low point of a crawl space door. They can just pop this up, When everybody's done, we nail it down and we're moving on.
Easy access, smart move.
This right here was a hidden gem. So this was a deep closet with just one door right about where you're standing. What we decided to do is we're gonna move that washer box to the back wall, and we put a 6-foot opening right there. So 2, 3
So
doors.
move this to right here.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So that way you can have a side-by-side washer dryer, and then we're gonna consolidate this off as a pantry. This house didn't have anywhere to store food.
Oh,
So, you know, we'll have pantry, have an island with the kitchen cabinet, so we'll do your famous eat-in kitchen. and we may have to change this panel out. The electrician still hasn't told me if this is gonna be safe, but it's got the old fuses. So, you know, probably something we'll have to upgrade there.
What's the plumbing and electrical overall gonna cost you in this house?
Probably between $4,000 and $5,000 between the both of them. Nothing crazy.
That's very minimal.
But if you notice, it's all copper in the walls. Everything's soldered, all the old stuff there.
Take that out and put it on new.
So everything that goes up is going to stay copper. That way we don't have to get into the changing the vent structure out of the roof.
Okay.
But everything else from the bottom will be PEX. So everything that'll be in an uninsulated space will be changed out to PVC and PEX.
I like it. And then the ceilings,
Yep.
gonna scrape or?
Yeah, we're getting rid of the popcorn.
Okay. Are you gonna take the drywall down and just scrape it in?
Probably just scrape everything and then we'll patch this area in here, but you can see we've got drywall patches for days. No wasted space at all in this place.
Right.
The good news is we didn't have to do anything in terms of the layout. It was already utilized to the max. So every room, even though they're a little bit small, you know, 3
Kids'
bedrooms.
bedroom, office, yeah. HVAC, what are you doing with that?
We're putting a whole new unit in. It had baseboard heaters. You can see where they're wired in over here.
Okay.
So we're taking all these out. We're doing a central heating and air, just a 1.5 ton heat pump. So we'll probably take up that closet in the hallway for the return, but that's really the only challenge we ran into, and we'll be able to get this thing with heat and air upgrades pretty easy.
Nice. So in here we got that second bath. Any specific plans for this one?
Yeah, the plumbing, because that was a wall-mounted sink, the plumbing was consolidated to a small area. That way we can get a pedestal in there, because they have to have specific plumbing to hide behind the pedestal itself.
Okay, so you're gonna put a pedestal sink.
I think so.
Oh, it's only a half bath. Okay, I thought it was a shower here for some reason. So it's a half bath. You're gonna just keep it as is, replace the toilet, replace the sink.
That's it.
You already got the toilet here, though.
I know, I saw that. Yeah.
And then what about this little? What's that? A heater or a vent?
That's actually a combo heater and vent, so that'll go away, and we'll just probably brick up on the outside before we paint the brick.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Already got the replacement windows in here?
Yeah, it came with those. Those are nice.
Yeah. Cool. What about the doors?
All the door slabs are going away. We bought a jig so we can, these are only 2 hinges where the new doors have 3. So we're gonna buy blank slabs, and we're gonna actually cut the holes in to match these hinge patterns here and down there. But we're gonna do hollow core doors so they won't be heavy.
Okay.
And 2 hinges will be plenty.
And probably less expensive than the.
Oh, the whole door frame, yeah. A lot less.
So what are you looking at for a time frame on this project?
Probably about another month and a half. So I think 6 weeks. I mean, you've been doing it a long time. What do you think?
Yeah.
Sound about right?
Yeah, I mean, you got, how many guys you got working over here and how often are they working?
So my in-house guys, they're pretty much done. So I'll be subbing out the drywall, the paint, the plumbing, electrical. So I'm at the mercy of other people's schedules from this point forward, but.
Yeah, you get Carlos in here, somebody like that to
Yeah.
do the drywall and the paint, and then, the plumbing. Yeah, that shouldn't take that long.
Yep, everybody's busy, and that's a good thing, so.
Yeah, yeah. What about the kitchen? Have you picked the cabinet layouts
Yeah.
and what you're going to design for the kitchen?
Actually, the same company that we dealt with, they have a service where you give them the space, and they actually do the cabinet layout and tell you what boxes you need where.
Okay.
So
we could have used that when we were filming for.
Yeah, really. It's $150, so no brainer there for them to lay everything out.
Yeah.
And they just, I'm not gonna say they hit it right the first time, but it's a good start, and you can just kind of tweak what you want where. And like I say, adding the island, I didn't think was gonna be a possibility, but I think we got plenty of room now that you see this.
Yeah.
It's a much bigger open space.
Where would the island go?
We're kind of waiting on the design to see how big it's gonna be, but I'm guessing somewhere right in here. And so you'll
The cabinet would be L-shaped and then an island right here?
with 3 foot of clearance all the way around the island. And so I think the goal would be to have a little bar off the side of the island where you can get at least 3 bar stools.
That'd be nice, man. So let's talk numbers, right? Tell folks what you bought it for, how much you're gonna put into it, and then what you sell it for, and then what's your projected profit on it.
So after repair value, I think when we were making the decision whether or not to go with this one was anywhere from $230 to $250. And what we did with the previous flips is we went a little bit above and beyond. So we were going for that max sale price. So I bought it for $125. I'm gonna have about 52,000 in renovation budget. So we're gonna be up to 177. And if I'm able to get the 250 max sale price, you know, that puts us all over 75,000 in profit.
Nice.
3 months, that's not bad.
Not bad for 3 months, man. This is a good one. Well, there you go, guys. Another 50-50 flip in process. We're gonna bring you guys back at the end so you can see the finished product, what Donnie does. But this is what we do down here in North Carolina, man. Make sure you tune in to 50-50 flip. If you wanna learn how to wholesale, fix and flip like we do, or even buy rental properties, make sure you click the link below, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.